This is Robert from the KLAENG Collective, and we're really happy to have Cansu Tanrıkulu here with her trio, with Greg Cohen and Tobi Delius. Glad you're here with us. Yeah, what can you tell us about the band? I mean, you have played Berlin Jazz Festival earlier this month, and I think this band has existed for about 3 years or something now. I think you had something in Munich, I remember, whatever. And you recorded a record also?
Absolutely. Thanks for having us here. We're very happy. This is actually our last concert of the year, so it's a nice closing. I mean, the band existed since approximately 3 years. The way things begin in Berlin is doing basically meeting up in, I don't know, places like Sowieso, Donau, just playing and playing as much as we can. And all I can say about this band is that I can't believe I have a band like this. It's pretty ridiculous to me still. It's so fantastic. I'm honored constantly. And yeah, Greg especially has a big influence in my life overall as a musician. And yeah, I'm constantly honored. It's a beautiful state to be when you play with people. And we recorded this year, at the beginning of the year, with Guy Steinberg, whose actually studio burnt down in the summer with the master tape of our album. So basically, whatever we have now as the copies, they are pretty special, because the way we recorded the album was directly to the master tape. So the spirit of the improvised music was literally also through the engineer skills of Guy Steinberg, like mixed live, recorded live straight to the master tape. So very, very special master tape disappeared in that fire. I mean, with many other things, of course. But so yeah, it's like the album itself has its own story of like Phoenix, as in just continued. The test pressing was good enough, so we were lucky. And yeah, it's a very visually improvised music. I brought, I mean, we sometimes have written music for this album specifically. I had lyrics and a lot of inspiration. Yeah, and it's out now and limited copies. So it's kind of this beautiful thing from this year called Cantoi de Fermiteko. It means, it's in Esperanto. So kind of also refers to the way I use lyrics. Sometimes I don't, but I just kind of use impressions of words. So it was nice to use a language that's not like officially used anywhere. It means songs from closed spaces, basically.
You have been around the world and traveled a lot and got to know a lot of musicians collectives like we have here, the KLAENG Collective, and there's a lot of collectives in Berlin as well. And maybe just in your opinion, yeah, how important is it that musicians organize themselves, or where did it come from?
I think, first of all, I'm a big fan of so many members of the KLAENG Collective, and working also, I mean, Tobias, for example, has been a fantastic musician to work with like years now. And I mean, especially when a bunch of amazing people come together, I think it's just whatever ends up happening will be great. There's no way to avoid it. So I'm very, yeah, thank you for having us here also as a tail of this sentence. And yeah, I think it's important to have a sense of communal support, especially in a job like this, where it's still pretty underdefined in terms of, you know, how the work is described. Especially in Corona, we saw that in a state level in so many countries, nobody knows how to define a freelancer musician work. Sometimes structures we have are the ones we ourselves come up with and support and like stand behind and like put the message out there. And I think collectives are extremely important to keep that stable and to give an idea to the next generation of musicians of how a musician's life should work, you know, and what type of principles you can have or priorities, and what type of people you want to work with. Also, who's, you know, the supportive personality type is, I think, one of the crucial elements of a musician at this point, because it's not a job you do alone. It has everything to do with community. And collectives, I think, make a good cell of it, and like gathering them, a beautiful big body of musicians can stay in touch and can kind of have standards of many things in a musician's life through this structure. So I find it very important. And yeah, KLAENG has been an inspiration to me for years now. I think I played my first ever Köln concert also through KLAENG. It's the first time I heard Liz Kozak on actually piano. It was always synth. And yeah, our instruments were stolen the day before. It was such a event. She's ridiculous. Yeah, it was beautiful in the end. So yeah, to me it's a very important collective, and I'm also a fan of yours, of course, needless to say. So yeah, I think it's important and inspiring, definitely.
Cool. Thanks a lot.